We think in secret, but it comes to pass. Our world is but a looking glass, said Napoleon Hill. There is a great social Swedish psychologist who actually puts this into perspective. His name is Claes Jansen, and he describes our psychological states of mind as the four-room apartment. I'm going to use myself as an example for you today to illustrate this point. My father was posted to India with the British Army, and so we grew up there. It was the year 2000 when I was surrounded by my family. I had the best friends in the world. I had a great job. I was president and the head of charity for Bank of America. Life was just great. So now, to explain to you this four-room apartment, before I go any further, if you can imagine a square and you have four apartments in that block. So to your top right, if you can imagine, you have the room of contentment. To the bottom, you have the room of denial. To your bottom left, you have the room of confusion. And to your top left, you have the room of renewal. So take you back to the year 2000. I was living life. What were the type of feelings I was having at the time? I was happy. I was calm. And I had no need to make any major change or adjustments in my life. But as we all know, happiness and contentment and all of that just cannot last forever. So I received a letter back from the British High Commission saying, you all have ancestral status and you can leave for the UK whenever you like. Of course, as a human being, we all want to progress. That's how we develop. That's how we grow. And sometimes we also grow out of challenges and obstacles too. So even challenges like job losses, reorganizations, mergers, personal problems. But wherever we are, we can't stay content for any length of time. We are always just one decision away from a totally different life. And I was that one decision away. So I decided I'm going to take the plunge and I'm going to go. Sold everything, wished all my friends, cried, laughed, partied, and came to the UK. And what happened? I hated every moment here. I hated the place, I hated the weather, I hated the loneliness, and I missed my friends, and I missed the warmth of the people there. Now, we are all hardwired to our backgrounds, of course. But I was in shock at the time when I came here. I couldn't have made the wrong decision, could I? What will people think if I tell them that I made that wrong decision? Should I just go back? And the feelings that were coming up for me was I was scattered. I felt like my whole world was crashing down on me. I wanted to feel whole again. I know the truth. When we put the lights off at night, we all come to terms with where we are. But it's only when I made that decision that I knew I was not content anymore, that I was moved from the room of contentment into the room of denial. And I knew that I was in total denial. So we all remain in this room of denial for quite a while. I remained in that room for 12 long years. I had a great job at RBS. We had bought a great house. We bought a Porsche. We had a dog. We went on great holidays, but I was still in denial. The truth was exactly this. I was here, but my heart was left back in India. It's only when I acknowledged that, yes, Gillian, you are in denial, that I was pushed from the room of denial to the room of confusion. And I was very confused. So I knew that I didn't have the answers yet. I knew that I was ready to move on. I was unsure. But how do I put it right? How do I better my life? How do I change things? But I thought confusion was bad. But actually, on the contrary, confusion signifies a readiness to learn. Now, we remain in this room of confusion till those answers come to us. And just like the room of denial, we can remain in there for quite a while. Once I had decided that, yes, I now had come to terms with this denial side of me. I was in this room of confusion and I had decided I want to move on. I want to change things. I have to make things better. I was pushed from the room of confusion into the room of renewal. And how did that happen? I was working for RBS. A colleague, Louise, and myself, we found a Toastmasters club at Cass Business School. So we joined. Let's go. Let's give it a go. Let's just turn up. Let's see what happens. And we joined there as a new member. But guess what? This 4-room apartment training, we received as part of corporate training when I was at RBS. So when I walked into the room of Toastmasters, I knew I was in the room of renewal. I knew I was there. And the feelings that I had were very different from the feelings I had before. They were feelings of sincerity, willingness to take the next step, happy to be alive, and filled with hope. So there was no turning back for me. Since then, it's been 11 or 12 years now, and I've acquired my ACG status. I won the Mother Teresa International Memorial Award. I have a movie in the pipeline. And don't ask me what else has just happened just by me taking those steps. So here are some questions for you. Which room do you believe you are in now at the present moment? And have you stayed in a room too long? And what can you do? What steps do you need to take to change your life? So here's some tips. If you go onto Google and just type in the 4-room apartment, you'll get a very nice JPEG. Keep that JPEG on your desk. That's what I did. Keep that JPEG near you. Keep it at your bedside table and check in, just like we check in our cholesterol and our blood sugar and all of this. Check in, which apartment am I in? Why am I spending so much time in there? So that's my first tip. My second tip to you is change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change, said Wayne Dyer. Of course, just to give you one tiny example from my speech today, if we look at confusion, we look at confusion as being terrible, bad. Sometimes I was told, she's just a confused soul. But actually, sometimes when things seem like they are falling apart, they are actually falling into place. Now, Toastmasters as an organization are so successful only because they know that the truth is this. The truth is we all live in all 4 of these apartments. But the seeds of success are always sowed in the room of confusion. And they sprout in the room of renewal. People benefit by coaching and mentoring when they are in the rooms of confusion and renewal. And the best way to help a person when they want to change and when they come into these rooms is to encourage them, to involve them, and to mentor them. And that is exactly what Toastmasters do. It's helped me, and it's helping hundreds of people all over the world every single day. Thank you very much for listening.